You're a good friend.
Obviously not good enough.
For a character who never existed in the comics, Chloe Sullivan became one of Smallville's most essential figures. She wasn't Clark's love interest. She wasn't his destined partner. But somehow she played a bigger role in shaping Superman than almost anyone else. From best friend to trusted ally, Chloe was there every step of the way. Let's look at why Chloe's impact on Clark's journey is absolutely crucial and often overlooked. You may think you know Chloe Sullivan, but there's much more to her character than meets the eye. If you're a Smallville fan, you already know she's one of the most important characters in Clark Kent's early years. Played by Allison Mack, Chloe was introduced as Clark's best friend, an ambitious investigative journalist and the editor of The Torch, Smallville High's student newspaper. But she wasn't just some sidekick. She was a force of nature. From day one, Chloe had an insatiable curiosity for uncovering the truth. She was always digging into the strange and unexplained, which often put her on the trail of meteor freaks and eventually Clark himself. In many ways, she was the Smallville universe's version of Lois Lane before Lois even entered the picture. Her love for journalism, her fearless pursuit of answers, and her sharp wit made her stand out. But what really made Chloe special wasn't just her intelligence or her determination. It was her unwavering loyalty to Clark. No matter how many times he pushed her away, kept secrets, or made mistakes, she always had his back. And that loyalty would go on to play a huge role in shaping him into the hero he was destined to become. So, now that we've got a solid intro to Chloe, let's talk about why she was so important to Clark Kent's journey. Chloe, in one of her most important roles, is undeniably Clark Kent's moral anchor. Sure, he had Jonathan and Martha Kent to guide him, but Chloe was different. She wasn't just a mentor or a parental figure. She was his equal, someone who challenged him, questioned him, and pushed him to be better. From the very beginning, Chloe believed in Clark, even before she knew his secret. She always saw something special in him, constantly encouraging him to step up and do the right thing. Unlike Lana, who often felt betrayed by Clark's secrecy, or Lois, who initially had no idea what was going on, Chloe understood the burden he carried. Once she finally learned the truth about his alien origins, she didn't run away. She embraced it, becoming his most trusted confidant. But what really set Chloe apart was that she never let Clark take the easy way out. She wasn't afraid to call him out when he hesitated, doubted himself, or made mistakes. Whether it was pushing him to accept his destiny or reminding him that his powers didn't define him, his choices did. She played a huge role in shaping the Superman we all know today. In a way, Chloe represented Clark's human side. She kept him grounded, reminded him of his responsibilities, and made sure he never lost sight of who he really was. And without that moral foundation, who knows if he would have ever fully embraced his destiny? And speaking of embracing destiny, Chloe became one of his greatest tactical allies. As Clark's journey grew more complex, Chloe's role evolved in ways no one saw coming. If Clark was the muscle, Chloe was the brain. As the series went on, she transformed from an eager journalist into the architect of one of Smallville's most vital assets, Watchtower. In the early seasons, Chloe used her investigative skills to help Clark navigate the mysteries of Smallville, from uncovering meteor freaks to digging up dirt on Lionel and Lex Luthor. But as Clark's challenges grew, so did her role. She transitioned from being his moral support to his mission control, acting as his eyes and ears in the field. Whether it was hacking into government databases, tracking down superpowered threats, or keeping Clark's secret safe, Chloe was the one making sure everything ran smoothly. Her greatest transformation came when she fully stepped into the Watchtower role, effectively becoming Smallville's version of Oracle from DC Comics. She became the backbone of the entire Justice League. While Oliver Queen, Arthur Curry, and other heroes fought in the field, Chloe coordinated missions, analyzed threats, and provided crucial intel. She was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, ensuring that every move was calculated and precise. Without Chloe's guidance and tech expertise, Clark wouldn't have been able to take on some of his greatest challenges. She was preparing him for the day he'd become Superman. But being the brains of the operation came at a cost. Chloe sacrificed a lot for Clark and his mission, often putting herself in danger and giving up pieces of her own life. For much of Smallville, Chloe was the unsung hero. She was constantly putting herself on the line to protect Clark, his secret, and the people they cared about. Whether it was risking her life to help him fight an enemy, or standing by him when he made questionable decisions, Chloe always showed up, sometimes at the cost of her own happiness. One of the most notable struggles Chloe faced was her unrequited love for Clark. From early on, Chloe had feelings for him, but he was always focused on Lana. And while Chloe supported Clark through his relationships and personal growth, she often had to suppress her own emotions. This love was never returned in the way she hoped, but her loyalty never wavered. This internal struggle played a major role in shaping her character. Her ability to love and sacrifice for others, even when it wasn't reciprocated, speaks volumes about her strength. Then, there was the toll of Clark's secret. Chloe knew how important it was, and despite the risks, she kept it safe, sometimes at great personal cost. Her loyalty to Clark was tested when Lionel Luthor manipulated her, and when she was caught between being his best friend and keeping the greater good in mind. There were moments when Chloe was forced to make painful decisions, like when she chose to stand by Clark, even if it meant losing relationships or being ostracized. But perhaps one of Chloe's greatest sacrifices came when she took on the role of Watchtower. As the technical mastermind behind the Justice League, Chloe's life became even more isolated. She was no longer just the girl helping Clark out with his problems. She was fully invested in the superhero world, often sacrificing her own safety and well-being. Her relationship with Jimmy Olsen, for example, suffered because of her commitment to Clark and the League. Chloe never got a chance to have the simple life she might have wanted, all because she believed in something greater than herself. Yet, despite all the sacrifices and the personal pain she endured, Chloe's character never lost her strength. She proved time and time again that her loyalty and courage weren't just about Clark. They were about her commitment to doing what was right. And that's a big reason why Chloe was so essential to Clark's transformation into Superman. Let's get to the heart of the matter: how Chloe was absolutely crucial in Clark Kent's journey to becoming Superman. Without Chloe, Clark might have never fully embraced his true potential. Chloe was the one who saw Clark for who he truly was, even before he could fully understand it himself. While Jonathan and Martha Kent provided Clark with love and guidance, it was Chloe who truly understood the emotional and psychological weight Clark carried. She didn't just see a small-town farm boy. She saw a hero in the making, someone destined for greatness. And she never stopped believing in him, even when Clark doubted himself. What's so significant about Chloe's influence on Clark is that she encouraged him to embrace both sides of his identity. She understood that he was not just the Kryptonian who had superpowers, but also the human who had to navigate the complexities of relationships, morality, and identity. Chloe's unwavering belief in his goodness helped Clark come to terms with his dual nature, his responsibility as a hero, and his desire to stay grounded in humanity. Without Chloe's support and sometimes tough love, Clark might have given in to the darkness that surrounded him, especially during his moments of self-doubt and vulnerability. Chloe also played a key role in helping Clark understand that being a hero wasn't just about fighting villains. It was about making the tough choices, sacrificing personal happiness, and staying true to one's morals, even when it wasn't easy. Time and time again, Chloe pushed Clark to face the hard truths and rise to the occasion. She made him believe that he was more than just an alien with powers. He was someone who could change the world. And when it came to his ultimate role as Superman, Chloe was there every step of the way, helping Clark transition from the farm boy in Smallville to the global hero in Metropolis. She didn't just help him get there technically, she helped him get there emotionally. Clark's journey to becoming Superman was just as much about finding peace with himself as it was about saving the world. And Chloe played a massive role in helping him find that inner peace. But Chloe wasn't just Clark's mentor or confidant. She also helped build the very foundation that Superman would stand on. As the brains behind the Watchtower, Chloe helped assemble the Justice League and provided Clark with the tools and intel he needed to fight the battles that lay ahead. Without her, Superman wouldn't have had the tactical support or the network of heroes to fight on his side. Ultimately, Chloe helped Clark realize that he wasn't just a farm boy, he was Superman. And that transformation was just as much about the people who helped him along the way, like Chloe, as it was about his own actions. Chloe Sullivan's legacy in Smallville is often understated, but her impact on Clark Kent and the entire series is undeniable. While Clark's physical powers and his eventual transformation into Superman were essential, it was Chloe who provided the emotional and moral foundation for him to truly become the hero he was destined to be. Chloe's legacy isn't just about the tech-savvy, crime-fighting ally she became. It's about the love, loyalty, and sacrifice she embodied throughout the entire series. She was one of the few characters who consistently put others before herself, often at the expense of her own happiness. Her selflessness and commitment to doing the right thing made her a true hero in her own right, even if she didn't wear a cape. She was the one who kept Clark grounded when his powers made him feel more isolated than ever. Chloe was also the one who made sure Clark stayed connected to his humanity. Every challenge Clark faced, whether it was dealing with his Kryptonian heritage or navigating the complexities of relationships, was made more bearable because Chloe was there. In many ways, she was the heart of Smallville and the unsung hero of Clark's story. As Clark's journey progressed, Chloe's character evolved too. She wasn't just a reporter or tech genius, she became a pillar of strength for everyone in the Smallville universe. Even when she was no longer directly involved with Clark's battles, Chloe's influence lived on in the choices he made and the legacy he built as Superman. So, why is Chloe often overlooked when people talk about Clark Kent's transformation into Superman? It's easy to focus on the bigger moments, Clark's battles with Lex Luthor or his rise as a global hero, but Chloe's quiet, consistent support is the foundation that allowed all of that to happen. Without her, Clark might never have become the Superman we all know and love. In the end, Chloe Sullivan is a character who doesn't just deserve to be remembered, she deserves to be celebrated. She might not have had the spotlight as often as others, but her role in Clark's life and the Smallville universe was absolutely vital. So what do you think? Was Chloe just as important as Lois Lane in Clark's journey? Let us know in the comments below.